Duration lifetime engine treatment. Just one application added to an engine's oil provides protection against friction and heat, increases horsepower, and cuts fuel costs for the life of the engine. And proof of Duration's performance has been documented in laboratory test after laboratory test, field test after field test, and in the most telling tests of all, millions of hours of day-to-day use in engines of every size and description. Dramatic product performance such as Duration formula-treated automobiles running for miles with no oil, or Duration formula-treated airplanes flying for 30 minutes or more with no oil, all with no discernible damage to their engines. Dramatic product testimonials from businessmen in company after company who've seen the impact of Duration's protection on their bottom lines. Improved gasoline mileage, lower oil temperatures, reduced engine wear, fewer critical breakdowns, reduced maintenance, lower fleet costs, higher profits. Dramatic product credentials, a service classification of SFCCCD by the American Petroleum Institute, meets military specifications MILL 2104C and MILL 46152A and B. Formula tested to Federal Aviation Regulation 33.49 and accepted by the Federal Aviation Administration Criterion 20-24A. Undergone rigorous testing at the stringent Consumerist University of Utah Engineering Test Laboratory, the Tourneau College in Texas, the University of Nantes in France, and the prestigious Franklin Institute Research Laboratory, among others. Proved and endorsed by one of the world's foremost authorities on engine design and performance, race driver Dan Gurney. The only such product endorsed by him, and endorsed by one of the most credible sources of all, Consumer's Digest. Quote, "The substance does in fact suspend in oil, and it will in fact adhere to engine parts. Both the stumbling blocks have been resolved. The process by which this is accomplished is a closely guarded secret. We were somewhat skeptical at first, but it turns out that Duration does exactly what it claims." Unquote. Dramatic credentials, to be sure. And what makes them so impressive is that they come from not so easily impressed sources. Equally impressive is the potential market for Duration products. For Duration lifetime engine treatment alone, the obvious market of every automobile on the road today represents an immense sales potential, a potential that grows even longer when you add trucks, recreational vehicles, heavy equipment, and not so obvious industrial engines of every size and description. For this one product, almost every internal combustion engine, gasoline or diesel, represents a potential sale. That's a market for Duration lifetime engine treatment alone that couldn't be fully covered in a lifetime. But Duration protection can be found in more than one product. It's available in a complete line of products that offers a sales potential even greater than that of the $140 billion a year automotive aftermarket. Duration metalloid fusion gear treatment can reduce heat and friction wherever metal gears come in contact, transmissions, differentials, high-speed rollers, and ball bearings. The list goes on and on. Duration aircraft piston engine treatment can provide a life-saving margin of safety for private and commercial aircraft. Duration metalloid fusion grease is an exciting revenue producer with a market that's virtually bottomless. It has a potential for high-volume repeat sales to both consumers and industry. Duration synthetic engine oil is a step up wherever high-quality engine oil is needed. It's a 12,000-mile oil with a 5W40 viscosity range and a pour point of minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And these are only a few of the products in the Duration line. There are 21 products in all, for boats, for small 2-cycle and 4-cycle engines, for the far-ranging demands for lubrication by both consumers and industry in our highly mechanized society. The new high-tech needs for specialty lubricants has been largely ignored by the major oil companies. Even so, the specialty lubricant market today is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and almost without exception. Where there's a need for petroleum as a lubricant, there's an even greater need for one or more of the Duration products. Products that have proved themselves time and time again in the marketplace.
My name's Joe Fritzy. I work for Sahal Construction Company in Prudhoe Bay. Duration will increase the fuel mileage. It will definitely reduce wear from the coating which adheres to the moving parts on the engine and the engine block itself.
My name is Roger Bohr, and I own and operate MR Bohr Aircraft Services on Lake Hood in Anchorage, Alaska. And I'm an A&P mechanic with the inspection authorization, and I designed the Bohr propeller, which is in wide use throughout the world. I've been using the Duration formula in aircraft and automobiles, several different small engines. I've been well satisfied with it. I definitely recommend it mainly for the ease of starting, the drop in oil consumption, and the drop in fuel consumption, and the smoothness of my engine. And the smoothness of the engine alone is a very strong safety factor, because vibration is what does more airplanes in than anything else.
I'm Joe West, master mechanic for LEF at Pump Station 5. And it gets down to 60 and 70 below zero. We use Duration, pack and wheel bearings, grease and S-cams, loaders, pins at the bucket. It's cut our maintenance way down. The cap loaders, 988s, 980s, or 966s. And it's fit our application the best of any. We use the engine treatment, and we've used the gear treatment, and it works, well, 100%.
My name is Dan Black. I'm Vice President and General Manager of Price Theory Construction. We use the product in our rolling stock and also in our heavy construction equipment in Alaska, and have had good experience with Duration and it protecting the life of our engines and transmissions, rear ends, etc.
This is Bill Rachels. I'm Chairman of American Stove Products Division of Rachel's Industries. We have used the Duration product in the machinery. We put the grease in our pipe machines and in our high-speed collar machines. And the bearings in these machines are subject to extreme heat and continuous high speed. We were burning out sets of bearings in the collar machines at the rate of 1 or 2 a week. In each machine, we applied this grease and had to replace only 4 sets of bearings in a 2-year period. We have treated all of our company vehicles now, and my personal car, as well as a company airplane, and have seen significant increase in performance and gas mileage. As a matter of fact, the service ceiling on the aircraft has been increased, which is indicative of a 10 to 12% increase in power as a result, direct result of using this treatment.
In an industry deafened by Me Too products, making unduly amplified claims based on little or no substantiation, Duration's performance rings loud and clear.